What if you could stop being your own harshest critic and instead treat yourself with kindness and understanding? Imagine breaking free from destructive thoughts and emotions with the power of self-compassion. Today, we're diving into Christopher Germer's transformative book, The Mindful Path to Self-Compassion, freeing yourself from destructive thoughts and emotions, where we'll explore how mindfulness and self-compassion can help you heal emotionally and live with greater peace. In this video, we'll break down the core practices from the book, sharing practical steps to help you develop a more compassionate and gentle relationship with yourself. If you're ready to let go of self-judgment and embrace kindness, make sure to subscribe for more insights on creating a life rooted in self-compassion and mindfulness. Think back to the last time you made a mistake. How did you react? Many of us default to harsh self-criticism, telling ourselves we should have done better. But what if we practiced self-kindness instead? Chapter 1 emphasizes that self-compassion is a healthier alternative to self-judgment. Germer introduces this as a key to emotional resilience. When we treat ourselves with the same kindness we'd offer a friend, we create the space for growth and healing. Constant negative self-talk keeps us stuck. In this chapter, Germer highlights the three essential elements of self-compassion: mindfulness, common humanity, and self-kindness. Mindfulness helps us recognize when we're being self-critical. Then, we remember that mistakes are part of the human experience. Finally, self-kindness replaces judgment with understanding. Take this example. After a tough day, instead of beating yourself up for feeling overwhelmed, you acknowledge the struggle. You remind yourself that everyone has difficult days and offer yourself kindness by resting or doing something comforting. This is the essence of self-compassion. In summary, self-kindness builds emotional resilience and promotes healing. Rather than spiraling into self-criticism, choose self-compassion to nurture your mental well-being. Principle number 1 is self-kindness, the foundation of emotional resilience and mental well-being. Have you ever felt tension in your shoulders or a knot in your stomach but brushed it off without thinking? Our bodies often give us clues about our emotional state before our minds catch up. In Chapter 2, Germer highlights the powerful connection between body awareness and emotional healing. By tuning into bodily sensations, we can stay present in the moment and manage stress more effectively. Germer explains that the body communicates underlying emotions, whether it's tightness signaling anxiety or fatigue indicating emotional exhaustion. The key is to recognize these signals without judgment and respond with self-compassion. Mindfulness is the practice that helps us become more aware of these physical cues. For example, if you notice tension in your chest after a long day, instead of ignoring it, take a moment to breathe deeply and acknowledge the stress. Ask yourself what emotion might be behind that tension. Is it frustration, sadness, or something else? This simple act of mindfulness allows you to approach the situation with kindness rather than avoidance. In summary, body awareness is a powerful tool for managing emotions and reducing stress. By listening to the signals our bodies give us and responding with self-compassion, we can foster emotional healing. Principle number 2 is body awareness, using mindfulness of physical sensations to cultivate emotional healing. We all have moments when negative emotions like anger, fear, or sadness feel overwhelming. The natural instinct is to push them away, to avoid discomfort. But in Chapter 3, Germer shows us that embracing these difficult emotions is actually a key to self-compassion and emotional resilience. Instead of avoiding negative feelings, the chapter teaches us to confront them with mindfulness. By staying present with these emotions without getting overwhelmed, we give ourselves a chance to understand them. Germer introduces techniques like deep breathing and grounding to help anchor ourselves in the present moment, creating space to process the emotions without letting them take control. For example, when you're feeling anxious, try focusing on your breath. As you inhale and exhale, notice where the anxiety manifests in your body. Is your heart racing? Are your muscles tense? Instead of reacting to the discomfort, acknowledge it. Recognize that this anxiety is part of the human experience and remind yourself that it's okay to feel this way. Through mindful attention, the emotion loses its grip, and you can approach it with self-compassion. In summary, facing difficult emotions with mindfulness allows us to process them and move toward healing. By embracing rather than avoiding these feelings, we strengthen our emotional resilience. Principle number 3 is embracing difficult emotions, a mindful approach to accepting and processing negative feelings with self-compassion. We often think of compassion as something we offer to others. But in Chapter 4, Germer dives deeper into the concept of self-compassion, showing how it differs from other forms of compassion while being just as essential. Self-compassion is about treating ourselves with the same care and understanding we give to those we love. Germer outlines the three core components of self-compassion: self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness. Self-kindness means offering ourselves warmth and patience when we struggle, instead of criticism. Common humanity reminds us that our experiences, especially our challenges, are part of the shared human condition. We are not alone in our suffering. Lastly, mindfulness allows us to stay present with our emotions without being swept away by them. It helps us observe our pain without judgment. To cultivate a self-compassionate mindset, Germer offers practical exercises. One simple exercise is to place your hand on your heart during moments of stress. This physical gesture, paired with a kind phrase like, "It's okay, I'm here for you," can help reinforce self-compassion in moments of difficulty. In summary, self-compassion is about extending the same kindness, understanding, and mindfulness to ourselves that we so readily give to others. It's the foundation of emotional resilience and inner healing. Principle number 4 is self-compassion, the act of embracing kindness, shared humanity, and mindfulness for personal growth. Developing self-compassion doesn't happen overnight. In Chapter 5, Germer explores different pathways to building this essential skill in our everyday lives. The chapter emphasizes that self-compassion is a practice, something we cultivate consistently, just like any other habit. One approach Germer suggests is incorporating self-compassion into daily routines. This could be as simple as taking a moment in the morning to set an intention for the day, reminding yourself to be kind to yourself no matter what challenges arise. Another pathway is to bring mindfulness into moments of struggle. By becoming more aware of your inner dialogue, you can catch negative self-talk and replace it with kindness. The key is consistency. Practicing self-compassion in small, everyday moments helps build resilience for larger challenges. As we become more attuned to our thoughts and feelings, we recognize when we need self-compassion the most. For instance, during a stressful day, instead of pushing through discomfort, take a moment to breathe and ask yourself what you need. This act of mindfulness reinforces a compassionate mindset in daily life. In summary, self-compassion is developed through consistent practice, mindfulness, and self-awareness. The more we practice, the more it becomes a natural part of our lives. Principle number 5 is consistency, building self-compassion through daily mindfulness and self-awareness. In Chapter 6, Germer introduces a powerful tool for self-care: loving kindness meditation. This practice invites us to direct feelings of love and compassion inward, fostering a deeper sense of self-love and forgiveness. Self-compassion becomes the foundation for maintaining mental and emotional health, allowing us to care for ourselves in the same way we care for others. The chapter emphasizes that self-love is not selfish, but essential for overall well-being. Through loving kindness meditation, we learn to forgive ourselves for past mistakes and embrace our imperfections. This gentle practice helps break the cycle of self-criticism, nurturing a kinder and more compassionate inner dialogue. To integrate self-compassion into daily life, Germer suggests simple strategies, such as starting each day with a self-compassionate affirmation or setting aside a few minutes for mindful breathing. These small acts of kindness toward ourselves create a ripple effect, strengthening our mental resilience over time. Imagine feeling overwhelmed. Instead of pushing through, pause and take a deep breath. Silently repeat, "May I be kind to myself." This brief moment of self-care can help ease the stress and reset your mindset. In summary, caring for ourselves through practices like loving kindness meditation strengthens our emotional well-being and helps us maintain mental balance. Principle number 6 is self-love, the key to maintaining emotional health through compassionate self-care. In Chapter 7, Germer explores the deep connection between self-compassion and compassion for others. When we take care of ourselves, we become more capable of caring for those around us. Self-compassion isn't about selfishness. It's about building the emotional strength to show up fully for others. The chapter highlights that taking care of oneself enhances the ability to care for others more effectively. By nurturing ourselves, we avoid burnout and emotional exhaustion, allowing us to give from a place of abundance rather than depletion. Germer emphasizes that setting healthy boundaries and practicing self-respect in relationships are essential parts of compassion. Without boundaries, we risk becoming overextended, which diminishes our capacity to support others. For instance, imagine you're always saying yes to others, even when you feel overwhelmed. Over time, this leads to frustration and fatigue. However, by establishing clear boundaries, you ensure that you have the energy to care for both yourself and others. Saying no when necessary is an act of self-respect, which ultimately allows you to give more fully when you are ready. In summary, self-compassion strengthens our ability to care for others by ensuring we are emotionally balanced and energized. Healthy boundaries are a vital part of this process. Principle number 7 is healthy boundaries. The foundation of compassion for others is built on self-compassion and self-respect. In Chapter 8, Germer addresses an important aspect of self-compassion: balance. While self-compassion is essential for emotional well-being, it must be paired with accountability to avoid slipping into self-indulgence. Finding this balance allows us to maintain kindness toward ourselves while still holding ourselves responsible for growth and progress. The chapter explains that self-compassion doesn't mean avoiding responsibility or letting ourselves off the hook. Instead, it's about being kind to ourselves as we work through challenges. Germer offers practical tips for staying grounded, such as regularly checking in with ourselves and asking if we're being fair, both to our needs and to the goals we set. This way, we ensure that we're moving forward without falling into either self-criticism or complacency. Imagine you've made a mistake at work. Rather than berating yourself or ignoring it altogether, self-compassion helps you acknowledge the mistake with kindness while still taking steps to correct it. You can say, "I made a mistake and that's okay. What can I learn from this to improve next time?" In summary, finding balance and self-compassion means staying kind to ourselves while also being accountable for our actions. It's about fostering growth without harsh self-judgment. Principle number 8 is balanced accountability. Maintaining self-kindness while holding yourself responsible for growth. In Chapter 9, Germer emphasizes that self-compassion is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. It's something we continually cultivate, adapting to the challenges life throws at us. Instead of seeing self-compassion as a fixed goal, we should measure progress by recognizing small, meaningful changes in how we treat ourselves over time. The chapter encourages us to notice how our self-compassionate practices evolve. Perhaps you're less critical of yourself now than you were a year ago, or you've started responding to difficult emotions with more kindness. These subtle shifts are signs of growth. Germer explains that acknowledging these changes is essential for maintaining momentum on this journey. To keep improving, Germer suggests periodically reflecting on your practices. Life changes, and so should the way we care for ourselves. By staying adaptable, you can ensure that self-compassion remains an active part of your life. In summary, self-compassion is a lifelong journey, marked by small, steady progress. As life changes, so should our techniques for nurturing ourselves. Principle number 9 is lifelong journey. Self-compassion grows through consistent practice and adapts as life evolves. In the mindful path to self-compassion, freeing yourself from destructive thoughts and emotions. By Christopher Germer, we learn that self-compassion is a powerful, lifelong practice that fosters emotional resilience and personal growth. By embracing self-kindness, mindfulness, and self-awareness, we can transform our inner dialogue and navigate life's challenges with greater ease. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you liked what you saw, a like would mean the world to me. It helps support the channel and lets me know you want to see more content like this. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.